Dragon book racks for everybody. Every single type of reader, I think, should read at least one of these book racks. They, from middle grade to YA to adult, from Napolonic Wars to like pure fantasy and clay dragons. It's just something for everyone. Okay, so let's start off with the book that started this obsession. This is Eragon by Christopher Paolini, and honestly, this book was my fantasy obsession. I read it when I was 9, and I reread it and reread it and reread it. The poor spine, that's the exact divot where every time, because I could read it in 2 sittings, that's the divot where every time I had to stop. But anyway, this book has everything. It is a classical hero's journey. We have a boy who finds a dragon egg, and from then he has to take up the mantle of the dragon riders. It's in this beautiful world with lovely, lovely world building, and we have dragons, we have elves, we have dwarves, we have humans, we have an evil king. Honestly, great, and I would recommend for anyone who's looking for a classical dragon read. Okay, so next one is Dealing with Dragons by Patricia Wrede. This one is an absolute classic if you like fantasy. This one is, honestly, I see so much of this book in other books. Just that idea of the princess that runs away and goes and tells the dragon essentially to kidnap her so she can get out of her ordinary life, which is quite boring, quite restrictive. And from then on, this is such a magical read. And honestly, this one, and then the subsequent ones, this isn't even my favourite of this series. I think the second or third might be my favourite. I don't know, they get better and better and better, but this one is still 5-star, absolute amazing read. And I think if you're reading fantasy, you need to read this because so many books take ideas and basic things which are in this book and rewrite them for older and different audiences. So I think this is a must read if you love dragon fantasy. This one is very different. This is The Fire Within by Lacey, and honestly, this book, I need to reread the entire series because I don't think I fully appreciated it when I first read it, just how complex it is. So it follows David, who is moving into, he's renting a room in this house. It belongs to a potter and her daughter, and he starts to notice things are happening. There's these clay dragons all over the place, but they're just a little bit too lifelike, and the way the humans interact with them is just a little bit off. And honestly, this is such a different dragon read. It's not set in a fantasy world, but the fantasy elements are so deep, and we've got, like, later on we get some Celtic folklore and stuff in there, and this is a read which I loved. I think it's such a slow unravelling, because almost in the beginning he's being gaslit, which does make it a slightly unnerving read at the beginning, because you're not quite sure what's going on, but as we get in, there's this world, and there's so much more complex things going on, so this is a definite read. Next one is a completely different genre. This is the Napolonic Wars with dragons. This is a sea captain who his entire life has almost just managed to get he's just got captain, he's going to get admiral, he has got a good career in the navy. It's during the Napoleonic Wars, and everything about his life as a younger son of a nobleman is working out perfectly until a dragon hatches on his deck, and he's going to have to become part of the socially lesser dragon corps. And this world is about how, if dragons were real in this world, the Napoleonic Wars would be so different, our war tactics would be so different, and the very social society and structure of our world would be so different if dragons were interacting with humans. So this world, this story is so good. So good. These ones are middle grade. But these books, I can read now, I still think about them. They are the type of book where they might be put in middle grade, but honestly, the stuff in these books, I could talk about these books for hours on end. Everything about them is just so good. So the first one is Dragonskin Slippers by Jessica George, and it essentially follows a girl whose family decides to sacrifice her to a dragon, but the dragon doesn't want her. So she bargains for a pair of shoes to walk to the city and get a job with. But these shoes have something magical in them. And then she's in the city, and there's a curfew, and there's a foreign royalty there, and she's working in a seamstress shop, and she's interacting with the people there. And then there may be a dragon rebellion happening. So good. Absolutely recommend. This is a god tier read. So good. This is actually the most recent of this list. I only read this a little bit ago, and this one almost reads like, it's a similar idea to Temanarie. It's what if dragons were part of a historical thing, which is this. In this one, it is the World Wars. What would it be like if dragons were in the World Wars? We've got coding, we've got ciphers, and we have a main character who is determined to hold her society's place as second class. She will not let them become third class. She's seen what happened to her friend, and she will hold on to her middle class, second class status with everything she has. It is so good. It almost feels like dystopian, but it is historical fiction with dragons. So I did enjoy this. It is really good, and yes. So definitely, all of these recs are really different. They've all got really different fun things, but these are all books which, to me, have something which stands out from the rest of the dragon books. I have read so many more dragon books, and honestly, they just seem to fade away in comparison to these. They don't have the in-depth world building, they don't have the complex twist on the mythological creature of the dragon, and overall, these are the book recommendations I would recommend to anybody. They are so, so good, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I did.